Is Perth in Western Australia worth visiting? In this video I'm in Perth Central. I'm going to show you some of the things to do here, give you my honest opinion of the city and whether I think it's worth visiting. Australia receives around 10 million tourists every year, but most of them skip Perth and they skip Western Australia. But I think they're wrong, and in this video I'll show you exactly why I think they're wrong, but I'll show you that a little bit later. I'm currently staying around an hour outside of Perth, so let's start there with the public transport. Australia gets a bad rap of being super expensive, and while that is true, it is expensive here, the public transport is very, very good value for money, especially when you compare it to the UK. For example, we've just caught an hour-long train journey and it cost us less than £2.50 or around $3.50 US, less than $5 Australian, which is mental. If you caught that same train in the UK, you'd be paying 10 to 15 times that amount.
I've just looked, and a 2-minute journey from where we live is £2.90.
Wow, so in the UK you'd be paying more than that for how long? A 6-minute journey?
2-minute journey.
A 2-minute journey. You'd be paying more than what we just paid for an hour. And slight addition to that too, just debunking the fact that everything's expensive in Australia. On Sundays, if you registered with a Smart Rider card, like one of these here, travel all around Perth is free. So on a Sunday you can travel as much as you can all day and pay nothing. Perth is also the sunniest city in Australia, so when you come here you can feel a lot more confident that the weather's going to be very nice, which if you go far up north, especially in Queensland and Northern Territory in Australia, in the summer months you're going to get high humidity, a lot of rainfall, whereas Perth you get lots and lots of sunshine, more so than Sydney and other cities in Australia. And even though it gets very hot in the summer, the humidity levels are low, which is a huge plus. I'm down in a really nice part of the city. It's kind of a modern, recently done up, I don't know when it was, but it's called Elizabeth Quays. And all the way along here at night, if you come down here at the weekend, the bars are popping, you've got some coffee shops, you've also got the Elizabeth Quay ferry little cafe here, and they've done up this nice bridge that we're about to walk on, where at night it's all lit up and this whole area is lit up. Now we haven't eaten yet and it's what, 11:30? Now time to go get some food. One thing I noticed about all the major cities here in Australia is although they're different in some ways, when you get right to the centre, the appearances of all of them look very, very similar. I'm going to find out the name of this place because I don't yet know, but look at this. It looks like you walk down into some form of Harry Potter Diagon Alley or something. Got a very British feel, but all of this is actually new, it's not old, it's just made to look old and traditional, a bit like Victorian English. Oh well, look, at 12 o'clock. That's pretty cool. All the way around the city you can hear the chimes of the clocks. You can hear it in the background and here. So we're just outside the centre now. A little bit of a quieter area, just walking to get some food in a little place called Little Willys. And we're going the wrong way. Rem's navigational skills aren't 10 out of 10. So we've just checked and this place actually shuts at 1, so we've got 35 minutes to order and eat some food. Hopefully they let us. Cute. I really like that. The next stop now we're going to is a Barbers. I need to get my hair cut, and I trust them more in the city than I do in the surrounding areas because I don't know anyone to recommend any barbers in the other areas. The good thing about getting your haircut here in Australia, full stop. I've had a couple bad ones here over the years, but I've had mostly good ones. The good thing is I spend most of my time, the majority of my time, in Asia now. When you're in Australia, obviously the barbers speak English, people speak English here, so you can actually explain what you want, and that means generally you're going to get a better trim. New barber, anxious haircut, all done. I didn't actually check how much that was, but it was £19.41, slightly cheaper than what I pay in England, about what I'd expect, especially here in Perth centre. So in most modern big cities nowadays, you'll notice there's either rental bikes or rental scooters, and I've never caught one before or rented one before. We are going to today here in Perth. So there's these little purple ones by a company called Beam, like this. We're gonna rent these, and hopefully it's easy and cheap.
Don't forget to protect.
You'll hear a beep when the helmet unlocks and he's ready to lift it off. This hill we're about to go up is the reason we actually rented these scooters, because to go to the Botanical Garden in Perth at the top of the hill, so even though we're quite happy to walk usually, it's like 30 degrees out and we've been walking all day, cycling all day, so a little bit of a treat to whip up the hill on these. So this is Perth Botanical Gardens, and you've got an unreal view of the city up here. We've only got to the start of it. We'll have a little walk around now, but you can look all over the city, and the views only get better the further up you go. So I thought it was nice and cheap, which wasn't too expensive, but it was like $13 for about 20 minutes. So it's not far off a taxi cost, to be honest, especially if there's two of you. And if you're coming up to the Botanical Gardens, it means you haven't got to walk that uphill, especially if it's a hot day like today. The Botanical Gardens little cafe got this Cascade ginger beer for $5.20. One of the things you'll notice about Perth is that the actual centre is very, very small, and I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up and say, I don't like Perth, there's not that much to do. I agree, there's not tons to do if you're in the centre. It's not a place where I would want to come and spend like 7, 10, 14 days in the city and say I never ran out of things to do. But what it is an amazing place to base yourself and explore other areas. Like Western Australia as a whole is amazing, but Perth isn't just this. This is just the centre. Perth City may not be that big, but the surrounding area, the kind of greater area, the Perth region, is full of beautiful beaches, nature reserves, national parks. Like, it is a stunning place once you get out of the centre and go and explore. So personally, do I think Perth is a 10 out of 10 city centre? No, I don't. I don't think it's the best in Australia. I don't think it's one of the best cities that I've been to by any stretch, but in terms of locations and beauty, natural beauty surrounding it, within 20 minutes you can get to some of the most stunning beaches that most people will ever go to. Overall, Perth, I wouldn't recommend it as a top 10 city or anything like that, but I think the joys of Perth lie around the city rather than in the city centre. And I think a lot of the people that say they don't like it here or there's not that much to do is one or two things. Maybe they're not the most outdoorsy people in the world, which I understand. There's not tons to do in Perth. Don't come to the city and expect it to be like completely built for tourism. And two, is that they haven't got out of the city centre and they haven't seen some of the beautiful beaches, haven't come up to the Botanical Gardens, or they expected it to feel like more of a holiday destination. It's not any of them things. So just get out of the city, get yourself to a national park, nature reserve, or one of the beaches, and you might just change your mind about this city. Nip in for a few days, plan a road trip, go and explore Western Australia, use Perth as your base, or just fly in here at the start of your trip. I know it is a bit more isolated than the likes of Sydney or Brisbane, where you have more things surrounding it, but if you go through the little bit of effort and get yourself over to Western Australia and to Perth, you are going to be spoiled with choices when it comes to surroundings. In my opinion, the beaches in Western Australia are much better than the beaches in Eastern Australia. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got to see a little bit of Perth. It's not the best city in the world, but the surroundings of the city might be some of the best in the world. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.